Hey everybody, it's Yuki, and it is time to return to Tarkov, SPT to be exact, as well as Rust. But for this particular video, I'm going to focus on SPT, single player Tarkov, for you guys, and I'm going to explain what it is, how it works, and how the rules are, the mods, as well as the raids we are going to be doing for Season 1 and the preseason, and how everything works together. So let me introduce you officially to single player Tarkov, or SPT as it is known. So, for those of you who are not familiar with SPT or Escape from Tarkov in particular, basically EFT, Escape from Tarkov, is a game where you have to fight your way out, extract, and hopefully don't get caught, don't get killed. It's the most, it's the, it is the ultimate game of risk and reward. You win, you get everything. You lose everything. That's how this game works. But for those of you who are not aware of how SPT got popular, basically Battlestate Games, the company that made AFT, actually did a 180 when they introduced the Unheard Edition. So basically, it's $250, but there was a single player mode included with the Unheard Edition that you have to pay $100 for if you got Edge of Darkness, and they didn't call it they did not call it DLC, but by definition it is DLC, and a lot of people got angry. It is also pay to win, and the fact that the live game has cheaters and hackers, so SPT got very popular after that. All right, and the mods even made it more popular than it is now. So here is what the rules are. Even in the SPT, just remember one rule: extract and survive. That's the rules of SPT, even EFT. So now I would like to go over my rules of how we're going to do this per season. And I will tell you there might be a live component, so that's why I want to bring this video as well. So I want to explain how this is going to work. So the general rules are as follows, and I'm going to change this if I feel that there's going to be a change. The video structure and content. It is a season by season. So if you watch channels like Starbucks who does the SPT show, or there's another one that does SPT Zero to Hero. It's basically the same concept, but due to the nature of this game, there will be only one live stream on YouTube once per week. If you guys want it, I am open to it. Raids. There are going to be 18 raids per season, with 3 maps, 3 raids per map if selected. Now, there's a little bit of caveat. If Factory is selected in one of the maps, it is going to get another additional 3 raids because that map is small. It's a 10-minute map, literal. So because of that fact, if Factory is selected for a season, it's going to get another 3 raids. So if you get Factory, it is 21 raids per season, 21 raids that season, for a total of 24, including preseason. So preseason will have 6 raids each, any maps I like, and any mods with required mods, a trial run of new rules and new mods, as well as a new challenge if you guys want that. So for a total of 24 raids if you include preseason, and 27 raids if Factory is one of the maps. Maps per season is six different maps. Maps will be randomized. I already selected the maps for preseason and season one, so that's how it's gonna be. The schedule for the maps will be structured like an MLB season, like baseball. So, for example, if the Dodgers played the Red Sox, they do, ironically enough, for 3 games, and then the Dodgers go to San Diego for three, right? So in this concept, the schedule will be like three raids in customs, three raids in um three raids in street, or three raids in factory. That's the way it's going to be structured. Mods, of course, there's going to be mods. Come on now. Customizable mods will be allowed, but any seasonal preseason setting I have to keep for the season one, unless I feel that there's going to be more hard or more easy. We'll see. Mods with quote unquote fun mechanics can be added, but cannot be the focus. So, for example, collectible cards. There's actually a mod for collectible cards. Uh, that can be fun, but it's not the main purpose. The main purpose of this season is to win raids, and you don't win raids with cards, but you can collect them and have fun with them. Quality of life mods or QOL are allowed as long as I discuss it with you all in the preseason. Profile. So the profile, so that is the way you play, like like Edge of Darkness or Zero the Hero. We will be using the quote unquote Edge of Darkness profile to showcase the game at the start. So I want to give you guys a taste of what it looks like to have the Edge of Darkness and to see what you get. For season one, based on the poll right now, this is a poll vote, you have the Edge of Darkness. But it could happen where at the final call, Zero the Hero will be selected. What is Zero the Hero? Starting season two, we will be doing Zero the Hero. Zero the Hero is basically what it sounds like. It start with nothing, get something, earn something. That way it should be. So starting season two, we will be doing Zero the Hero completely. Now there is a way I'm gonna make this easier, and we're gonna talk about that in one of the mods. Wipes. How will wipes work? So if this is SPT, single player Tarkov. There are no wipes by default. However, this is your game. This is your mod. You do it your way. So here is how it works. It will We will wipe at the end of the preseason, obviously, in raid 9. This will be raid 9. Raid 9 with factory, and with raid 9 will be the point there, and then we'll decide on if factory is selected because you need +3 on both sides. You're gonna have factory on the first half and at the second half. So we're gonna balance it out. So that's gonna be 10, 11, 12. So raid 12 with factory and raid 9 without. And at the end of the final raid of the previous season. Now, in the new updates for Tarkov, there are new transit to other maps. We will not be allowed to use those. That's because by rule, if you use that, you're actually transitioning to another map, like custom, for example. We will not be allowed to use that during the Rio season. I may, however, show it off. Now, interactive elements. Now, this is where the streaming part comes into play. This is going to be hard because by definition, there is a way to. This is not where I can just, oh, I'm gonna be running and gunning. No, this is not that game. This is not like Call of Duty where I'm allowed to do that. This is Tarkov. It's not that because this is a brisket for the biscuit. If you lose it, you lose it. That's kind of the way this game works. One raid can last as little as 15 seconds if we get a very unlucky spawn, and other raids can last for 2 minutes, for 15 minutes. Now, mods make the game easier, but it's still a hard game. I will tell you, I've been recording some practice raids for the channel just to give you a taste. Let me tell you, it's not easy. This ain't no run and gun. This is you better be very predictive. You better be tactical with your movement. Everything is tactical here. Collectible mods. So these mods are based on collectibles. There is one I have in store for you guys. They will provide a little bit of fun, quote unquote, but this should not be the season, the focus. But I may consider a future season, where the goal is to collect the cards. Believe it or not, back when I first tried to start Tarkov, there was actually Pokemon cards that can be collected, but they took it off. But they do have a new mod that does collectible cards. I will tell you that. So if you guys want me to try to to literal collect them all in raids, I may do that as a gimmick season, but let's not do anything with that yet because we're just returning to Tarkov. Now that I explained the rules for preseason and season one of Tarkov SPT, I would like now to present our maps and mods for season one and preseason. Keep in mind that I am still modifying this mod list, so anything you see may be changed before the start of the season next week and preseason. Now I'm going to explain the color code. This is my mod list officially. Well, I'm going to be making changes, but for now, for this preliminary, prelim. So here are my mods that I'm going with. Let's see what happens. So we have looting bots, and I'm going to explain the mods in detail, especially if you've never seen Tarkov before and how these mods work. So we have looting bots. Looting bots allow the bot to literal loot um like a normal player would. So that's how challenging it can be. We have sane, SAIN, like the word insane. So sane, what this does, it allows you to control the bot behavior and waypoints as well, which is a bot that needs sane to work. You may have noticed the color codes are different. I'm gonna get into those in a moment. We have big brain. A big brain also controls AI behavior, but also is conjunction with looting bots. Hollywood Cam. The Hollywood Cam allows you to do a third person point of view in Tarkov. Not only that, but it also comes with the idea of where in Hollywood effects come into play. This could be moved. I have a green check mark in there right now, but I'm going to test this out before we start, before any preseason and any season one, because I don't want to start getting into the habit of upgrading computers just for the Hollywood Cam cinematic effect. The next mod I have is all quest check marks. All quest check marks allows you to see check marks on items that you need for a specific quest based on the color of the quest. So yeah, proper you have therapist, you have mechanic, etc. So depending on the color, you will have an item, and there will be a check mark based on the quest giver who needs those items. These are very good mod. We also have dynamic maps. Dynamic maps allows you to have a literal mini map on the top right corner of your screen. Now keep in mind, all the mods here are also customizable to your taste. So the default setting, you can change it whatever you want. So dynamic maps allows you to have a literal mini map on the top right corner of your screen, but also by holding the M key on your keyboard allows you to see the map in full so that you guys can plan your move wherever you want to go to. Especially if you want to see the exfil location. The next mod I have is radar. Radar is very specific, very, very, very good. It is a literal radar on the bottom left corner of your screen along with like where the loot is. Now I turned off loot by default just so that I can have more of a cool Tarkov experience. But you can have it on by pressing F9 if you wish. That's for radar. It will also show you the enemies as well as type of enemies like green, orange, red. We also have hidden cache. Hidden caches are where they add an extra item in the form of a box, but you'll know where it is because it's going to be orange when you see it. It's orange, okay? It's usually like it's a hidden cache, but you'll know where it's at when you see an orange glow. The next mod I have is an all ammo trader, very specific, very straightforward. This adds a bonus trader to your traders list that sells ammo. Very straightforward. No boss PMCS. Now for this one, it's a green check mark without the box. I am testing this to make sure I really want it. But basically, it removes the AI from the boss rate, from the boss players or boss characters. But I'm seeing if I want to have that right now. That's why it's a green check mark without the box. Brain tweak. Brain tweak allows you to handle the AI of the bots as well. Trading cards. There is a fun mod that allows you to add trading cards, and it's very simple. Collect the cards, sell them, have fun. Literal, that's it. The HUD system. The HUD system mod allows you to have a HUD in your display, including location, including health, including dehydration, water, and energy. In addition to that, if you hit an enemy, you will hit a hit marker, and it will tell you what enemy you defeated as well. And if you have a combo, it will also detect that. So that's pretty cool. And you will also have a compass on the bottom of the screen. Now, keep in mind, everything you see here can be customized to your liking. Then we have an interesting mod that I just found out about called End Raid Dead Customization. Now, this is not the official name of the mod. I just called it that because the name of the mod is actually really interesting. But basically, what this does is so in the regular Tarkov, if you go in and you die, you lose everything. But with this mod, you can actually keep a percentage of items. But what I've noticed is this: anything that you took, let's say you have all the items that you took from the raid in the raid. Now, here's how it works: if you put weapons that you already own into your person and you die, the next raid you actually keep that. The only items that get removed is anything that you got in the raid that is not in the secure container. I've noticed. I have to test this out again. Today's raid practice, but once I officially release my real mod list, I will tell you if I'm going to keep this or not. Right now, it's a green check mark with the box. We have another mod called Remove the Dead. Remove the Dead. It's very straightforward what it does. So, the reason why this is going to be interesting is because this mod removes the dead player's bot. Now, why is this important? Because each object that is on the screen or on the game adds up to memory in terms of the computer. So it's like a performance thing. Now it's red circle because I have to see if I really want it or not. Okay? And we have Armand graphic. Allows you to change the graphics in game. Those are my mods preliminary for this season, including preseason. Okay? Now I'm gonna explain how the color codes work. Green check mark with the box means most likely by the end of the preseason, I'm keeping it. Keep in mind, I could change this at any time. Blue circle means that that mod will be added when the next update for the mod is in play. So right now, Sane, the Sane mod actually has not been updated yet for 3.11. The last update for that was 3.10. And right now section we're in update 3.11. So that's why it's in blue circle. And also waypoints is in blue circle because you are required to have sane for it to work. Red circle, I mean green check mark without the box means for the most part I'm going to have it, but it's not certain yet. I have to test it further to see if I want it or not. And then we have red circle. Red circle means this is a maybe. I can't find a yellow circle. Okay, so yellow, red circle, maybe. All right. By the time that we start preseason, at the end of the preseason raid, I will finally have my real mod list. Okay, so let's talk about the raids and preseason and season one. Here are the maps that we are going to be playing with, and I'm going to color code each status thing. So preseason raids are as follows: factory, interchange, and custom. Now, here is the final status table. Green is going to be a win with the extraction modifier. So we won. Very simple. Red, a red box means it's a loss. KIA or MIA. Both of them work in tandem. MIA means missing in action. So there's a timer on the raids. Now there is a mod that allows you to go unlimited, but we're not doing that for a few reasons. Number one, it's gonna some maps are hard to load, and I do not have a high end system at all. Okay, so that's why red, MIA, and KIA. KIA killed in action. That's a red. That's a loss automatic. Pink, pink will be a win, but the qualifier is that the raid was finished within 3 minutes or less. So they're gonna warn you that hey, thanks for playing, thanks for extracting, but you extracted with less than 3 minutes. That has happened to me before, where I accidentally extracted within 3 minutes. Now, in the beginning, when I first started Tarkov, yes, I did that for real. But nowadays, now that I got the gist of Tarkov, I don't spend less than 3 minutes. Also, I'm not telling you the other colors. I have brown, I have black, I have color purple. Purple is going to be only used with a loss less than 3 minutes. What purple means though is that I get to do a raid replay. Okay, this only happens if I spent less than 3 minutes with the loss modifier, with the loss qualifier. Okay, because 3 minutes in a raid is technically like a bad spawn. I will tell you, you will have bad spawns some of the times, and it's not gonna be your fault. Okay, so if you get very unlucky spawn, you will you most likely will end up with a red. Now, purple means raid replay possible. So that means if it happens in the regular season, I will replay that raid. But that raid will be replayed at the end of the season, like the final three, and I can only use this 3 times. Or I can only have this 3 times. But the rule is I cannot like purposely do it. No, no getting killed in less than 3 minutes on purpose. just because of the purple of the raid replay. So don't, we're not gonna have that. Okay, that's the thing. The next color I have is orange. Orange, it's not on here yet, but I have it in my Discord server. But I'm gonna put it on here once I feel confident. Orange is going to be a win. Is going to be a win or loss with modified rules. So let's say, for example, sometime in the raid, let's say the raid doesn't work, or like I crash. Because of that, that's an orange, and that raid must be automatically replayed. Then, an orange, we're going to change it to red or green, or purple if I have purples left. All right, so that's how that works. So factory interchange customs are my maps for preseason one, and then we get to do it for real, season one. Here are the maps, and here's the schedule. Now keep in mind, the schedule can still change until I start the season. The maps shown here are customs, interchange, ground zero, woods, lighthouse, and lab. Now I had this in a different order when I first planned this out. So we were gonna start in custom three times. So this is the MLB schedule type. We get three and then three and then three. So you have customs, interchange, and ground zero to the first half of the season. The second half of season one is wood, lighthouse, and lab. I will tell you this: this is not this. No matter what map it is, it's not an easy game. But I had at the second half of the season, I I initially went lab, lighthouse, wood. But then I wanted to change it because I think lab is harder. So I went wood, lighthouse, lab. The first half was customs interchange ground zero. I think I like that. Now you may have noticed that there's a special section for two particular things. We had the wipe at the end of season of raid season nine, raid number nine, and the end of the season one. Okay, so that's why it's scheduled like that. It's shown like this. Okay. Historically, when I did this by my first time, I went 4 and 12. I will tell you this. That is common. 4 and 12 is common. So don't be surprised if I can only score 4 wins because this game ain't easy. Even with mods, it is going to be punishing. But if you plan your moves well, you're going to get wins, and that's what we want. We want W. Now, had a factory made this list, I would have added three factory to the first half and second half. Here's the caveat. Factory cannot be at the end of the season and at the beginning. The reason for that is because you have 6 3 factory, technically speaking, because you have three to end the first half and then three to start the second half. Now, so factory can be the middle of the season of the first half, let's say after custom, and then in the second half, factory can be after lighthouse, for example. And that would mean raid 12 would be the wipe, and end of the season will be raid 24. That's how it would have been if um factory was selected, but thank goodness it's not. Or tech, or you never know. Now, factory is known as the smallest map in Tarkov. That's why it gets an exception where it gets three added raids. Okay, but here no, not this season. So we probably got off the hook. Okay, so when will preseason and season one begin? Until, well, first off, most of the mods that I'm looking at here, I am going to go with. I am still testing out the end grade debt customization mod to make sure that I really want it because I really think that's going to be useful when we start zero to hero. However, that might make it too easy. So it's up to you guys to decide if you want me to have that mod or not. Okay, especially when we do zero to hero because that's going to be nasty no matter what you look at. Okay, so we'll see if I'm going to keep that in there. Again, I'm going to be doing some more testing with this, and I'm also be testing out no boss PMCS and also remove the dead, remove the dead and Armand's graphic. Once I feel confident with those, then I'm going to give the green check mark with box. Then, if Stain and waypoints get updated, in particular Stain, I will be putting a green check mark. Green check mark with box, most most likely, because that's the one that controls AI behavior. Okay, but for the most part, I think we are good. So the timeline to start the season one and preseason starting next week. I will be recording the first raid very soon. I am testing out mods now first to make sure I am confident with my mod list. Okay. Now the big question is, can we add mods in the between the season? Be between the season, like during the season. The answer to that question is no, except for Sane and Waypoint. The reason why these two get a pass is because Sane and Waypoint are the two biggest mods in SPT. And most most players who play SPT have those mods. Sane has not been updated yet for 3.11, so we're waiting for that update. Now, other mods cannot be added while pre while season one is starting. In preseason, yes, they can be added, but not in the regular season. Not when everything counts. All right. So that's the rules. That's the map, and that's how we are playing this. Now in season two, we're gonna have a different new thing where you're gonna be voting for a map ban, a map ban. Just like in professional gaming, you know how they ban a map from from being selected for that for the round. We're gonna have something similar. We're gonna do a map ban. In season two. All right. How will this affect this content schedule? This is the big one that I think you need to pay attention to, other than the starting of the game of season one. So here's what my thinking is. So right now on the channel, you notice there are two streams. Well, there's one more stream this week on the main channel, and that's Francis the Hedgehog tonight. Oh yeah, don't forget, voice mod is activated. Anyway, so I've noticed that I will be putting it on this channel, by the way. The SPT and maybe the Rust, if that's desired as well. The Rust that will be talked about later down the line. All right, but Rust is very simple. So content wise, most likely, if I can plan this correctly, you could get 3 raids per day. in the season. Hopefully, hopefully they're not 3 minutes less, 3 minutes or less. That would be bad, but we'll see. Right? So yeah, that is the planning. I hope you guys are ready for SPT again and Rust. If you guys are focused, if you guys are more interested in Rust, I'll have a preview video for you guys very soon. But that one's more simple than Tarkov. So do give me time on the Rust one, and I'm ready. Are you? Are you ready to escape from Tarkov again? Because I am. We'll see you guys in Tarkov.